right. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Awesome. Tell us about yourself. Who are you?
Me? So I'm a senior at Batavia, and I used to be on I guess I still am on the dance team there. I'm also involved in a lot of other things. Like I was a part of Key Club, which is a service club
Mm-hmm.
at my high school, and also a part of Best Buddies.
What was Key Club?
Key Club. So basically it's just a service club, and we do different community service events around Batavia. And I was actually on the executive board for Key
Wow.
Club. I was a publicist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Key Club staying active right now in some capacity?
We're trying to. It's kind of hard because a lot of the events are face to face.
Yeah.
I think that's a good lead into, what's your perspective on all this? How do you describe if somebody looks back on this interview 5 years from now to get an understanding of what happened at this time? How would you describe it today?
No, it's almost weird because I feel like I'm getting used to the new normal. So I feel like it's been going on for so long that not that I haven't forgotten what life was like beforehand, but I don't know. I feel like I'm just slowly adjusting. But for me, it's like the whole uncertainty of everything that I don't like. Because I kind of like to have answers to everything, and right now you can't really have those.
It is especially scary for young people. And, you're right. I don't know of a time when there's more uncertainty about, hey, what's going to happen or what are we going to do? I think there are some assumptions that we can make about, the future. And there are some things that we do know that at some point in time, I believe will solve this. I mean, have to, right? I mean, that there's the smartest people in the world are all working to solve this right now. So there will be a cure, there'll be a solve, there'll be a fix. But it seems like, that's the thing. Sitting in place doing nothing because of uncertainty would stop you from doing literally everything you do in your lives because there is no certainty, right? There's no conclusion ever. So what do you think? What are you missing about school right now? Anything in particular?
I don't know. I miss just having a schedule, if that makes sense. I don't know, just all the senior events. Like prom was just canceled yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, talk about that. I mean, I was kind of like,
I know. I don't know. It's
not a
really
big deal.
sad.
It doesn't seem that big. But then I started talking to my kids, my son, and he kind of joked about it, but I almost think he was joking because he was a little upset about it. I don't know.
I don't know. It's hard because you see all the other senior classes have their senior prom, and it's almost like you're just expected to have senior week and also senior week the week before prom with Rent a Senior and the poster of showing all the colleges. It's kind of hard because you see all the senior classes before you get those things, and then I don't know, they're just kind of taken from you.
Yeah, I think it's, and I'm trying to be creative as a coach and a teacher, but you're right. I think, and Gary mentioned this before, it's trying to build, if we're going to lose some memories, then we got to build some new ones. But there are some things that are sort of expected, and maybe there's some things that we can provide. I'm going to take this information and start working on something right after we're done here. I have a couple ideas. So,
someone made a virtual college map. So it's online, and you can click on the different logos of different universities, and then it lists.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to share that. Have to get that going. That's a great idea. So I know you're pretty active normally. So what are you doing to stay healthy and that sort of a thing right now?
I usually just do workout videos that I find online. There's this one YouTube account that posts some good ones. I try to go on some runs too.
Yeah. Are they dance specific or are they just regular workouts?
No, they just are regular workouts, but some of them are bar workouts, which is dance centered, but it's not really dancing. It's mostly just a lot of core.
That's good. Yeah. I found myself trying to fill up at least time every single day. I know some of our coaches are putting videos online, which has been fun for the track and kids and football kids and everything. So we've had a good time with that. And so how about then, skill set outside of school? We've had a number of meetings with our intern group, but is there some skills that you feel like you've developed in the last month or two that you probably wouldn't have done if you sadly didn't have this kind of little
Yeah.
time at home?
I don't know. I've definitely been like playing around with Squarespace and trying to get more comfortable on that because a lot of this like is new to me. Like I've done some like graphic design stuff before, but a lot of this is new. So I've been definitely like playing around with Squarespace.
Yeah, I like that. I like the format, Gary, with everybody. It's not dissimilar to what we do in the incubator program, but we're seeing lots of tools that businesses can use in the digital marketing realm to improve engagement. And I think every time we meet, we talk about this idea for engagement, this idea for engagement, this idea for engagement. We talk about graphic design, writing, social media, all these different things. And again, I think it does make it fun for the student interns. You can find an area, you can kind of learn how to do everything, but then you also can be an expert in certain areas and really serve
Hmm.
some of those small business needs, which again, I think are the group of people that are really getting smashed in this whole thing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I honestly think digital marketing is the greatest career move anybody could make because it's got everything. You can do
Yeah.
video, you can do creative graphic design, audio, psychology is a big part of that, like coding, building the gears of software to analyze and react to people. There's so many things you could do. It's a lot of fun too. Um, so on that note, though, there are some things that you guys know a lot better than us older folks. I feel hanging out with my kids, and because they seem to be, I think, much better moods. It seems like the spaces that they occupy are a bit more positive. And I was wondering if you could tell us about, what you're seeing out there, and maybe some things that that we don't understand and get that, like, you could shed some light on what's going on in those spaces.
Yeah, well, definitely with social media, a lot of people are connecting through that more. And like a lot of like Instagram influencers are posting like challenges, like workout challenges or like music challenges. So I feel like those are super cool and a lot of different people are trying those. I've been making a lot of TikToks, which
Yes.
is
Yeah.
kind of fun.
And dance
Uh,
ones.
sometimes, yeah, but a
Why do you
lot of them are
think
just
dance is so
fun.
big on TikTok and nowhere else? Why did dance and TikTok come together? Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I
Social
don't know.
dancing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool because someone random just makes a dance and then the dance becomes a trend.
Yes. They're,
I
they're
don't know. I
hilarious
think,
too. The Carol Baskin
yeah,
one. Have you seen that one? The
Oh,
Tiger King?
geez.
that's fun.
My daughters danced that in the kitchen together. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's very funny. It's
Yeah.
very funny. There's so many things. Yeah, I've kind of been messing around with that. Probably a little bit too much. I think it becomes a little bit addictive scrolling the entertainment on there because it's
Oh,
very
yeah.
funny. But no, that's cool. That's neat. What would you say? I'm just kind of thinking about this, you guys, as a student, but knowing that we're in this situation right now, and if you knew this was coming, say 6 months ago, is there any
Hmm.
thoughts that you would have like right now of kind of things that you would have been thinking about a little bit more at
Yeah.
school?
I don't know. I feel like there's so many things like I took advantage of, like hanging out at my friends' houses or just like going out to eat. So I feel like I would have just like cherished everything, if that makes sense. And like, there's some days when like you go to school and you're tired, you don't really feel like being there. But I feel like I would have like enjoyed every day of school because, like there's hopefully we can go back, but there's a lot of people that like you might not be able to like say goodbye to or if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I feel like I just would have like cherished every school day, no matter if it was good or bad.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I know we've got our first target date at the end of this month, but it's kind
Hmm.
of it's kind of setting up. I'm getting a little bit, maybe nervous that potentially
Hmm.
we might be mid-May will be the next deadline date. That they might push it back again, and that's effectively graduation for you guys.
Yeah.
That's the last day of school. So I'm understanding of that. I think it is important that we continue to kind of push the realms of stuff like this and try to stay
Hmm.
connected and figure out very creative ways to maybe in the end we come up with an experience that you guys can have that in some ways will be a once in a lifetime thing that might be
Hmm.
a highly unique memory that you can look
Yeah.
back on and say, well, yeah, we didn't have this, but we had this instead. And that's, I think,
Yeah.
the challenge of all of us to do those things. So I'm just appreciative of all your guys' energy. And, you know, luckily we're at a time when I've talked to all of you about this and all my students, but I'm thoroughly impressed by today's young people and all that they balance and that they handle. It's much, much different. You know, anytime someone gets chirping in my ear about kids these days or this, I go, no, no, you're off. You're way off. You're way off. They work harder. They're more stressed. They do more. The challenges. It's a much more competitive world. You know, they know what they're really getting into. The expectation level. I know when Gary and I were back in high school, I don't hardly remember prepping for. Do you remember prepping for an ACT, or did you just
No.
take it one day?
No, but I was thinking.
That's all we say.
So last question, Mary. We've been trying to figure out, you know, what businesses or organizations in town do you hope maybe get through this, and any thoughts about them, and maybe comments about what they can do to help themselves get through this?
Yeah. Well, I work at the Little Traveler, which is a small business in downtown Geneva. I really hope that they get through this because so many people that work there are like such hard workers, and it's such like a positive environment, and it's super hard because they can't really do much online because it's kind of hard. There's so many random products but I really hope that in the future they're able to like develop some sort of website so people are able to purchase things online, because right now the entire business is just closed.
Oh, wow.
Understood.
You bring up a really interesting point, something I can't stop thinking about now, right? The killer app would be, how could you tell the story of that place, right? That place is so unique. It's like a wonderland going from one room to the other. And when I went to the Museum of Science and Surplus, you know that place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like when I went to their website versus going to their store, the website doesn't do them justice. They're way cooler than the website,
Yeah.
right? And now that you're bringing up the Little Traveler, I won't be able to stop thinking, like, is there some kind of a crazy way that you could somehow capture all of that? Maybe the tour with the 360 camera,
Yeah.
where you just like feel like you're flying through that place. That could be fun, right?
Yeah.
To remind people how awesome this place is as soon as we get back in line.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
That's something.
thank you, Mary. That's a really great interview, I feel. And Coach,
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
any thoughts, anybody?
Yeah, no, I just want to thank you again for being, you know, a part of our group. It would have been easy for any of these students during this time to go, hey, this is something extra or else that I'm doing. And I'm appreciative, Mary, that you're, working with us. And again, excited about learning. I think that's the real challenge with any of this stuff is that it's one thing to be in a class where you have to get a grade, but a lot of what we're doing, Gary, and a lot of what these students are showing me is that there is a lot of fun in just learning something new, learning new skills or taking skills and applying them, especially when they can help people, help business, help your community. So, I commend you for that, kiddo. This is wonderful. And it's,
Thank you.
I was, it's always hard for me. I don't know if you think about a coach or a teacher sometimes, but you get to know students through these programs and things, and then they're gone too. It's like you get these little families or friends for little short periods of time where kids you meet, you get to see, what they do. But the nice thing is you always feel good knowing that someone like yourself going to be a very, very successful person in life. I can just tell by, how you approach
Absolutely.
things. So kudos to you for how you're handling this and your professionalism. And it's been wonderful getting a chance to meet you. So, and congrats on your dance team. I enjoy,
Thank you.
All right, guys, have a great rest of your Friday, and we'll see you
Yeah,
soon.
thank you.
Coach.
All right, take care, everybody.